Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video. I guess it's entitled Scams, because I think it's important to pass on information that's helpful to the next person and keep them from becoming a victim. Because knowledge is king, and that's one thing what I love about YouTube, that there's a lot of wealth of knowledge here, and there's also a little bit of BS, and you got to kind of get away from that or being able to avoid that. But I'm going to talk about a few things that I think might be helpful to you, because over like the last 7 days I got pissed off by some people that were just trying to get in your pockets. And ain't nothing worse to me than someone trying to get in your pocket that don't belong in your pockets. So whenever I run across some things that I know is some BS, I'm definitely going to toot the horn, so to speak, or sound the horn. And the first one goes like this. I got a family member who's dealing with diabetes, and I was online and I seen this video, the cure for diabetes. So I clicked on it, and the person that was doing the moderation, he said that for the next 6 minutes I'm going to give you some information that might save your life or the life of loved ones. So my ears perked up, and the first flag was, he said it's going to be 6 minutes. The video was like 35 minutes. Actually it's even longer, but I got to the point I got tired and just clicked on order now. And it walked you through or talked about how diabetes is a disease that is killing people at an alarming rate. It's becoming one of the top 3 diseases in this country, and it's going to perhaps surpass cancer at some point in time. So I was really tuned in to listen to this video. And I'm gonna make a long story short. The video, unfortunately, a lot of companies now, because it's like, what have happened to integrity and dignity? As far as standing behind your product and not trying to deliberately deceive people and lie. And that's what most of these companies do now. They put together this slick little commercial campaign to trip you up. So I'm listening to this, and I noticed they were being kind of vague, and then they were kind of over exaggerating some things. So I'm listening. I'm like, okay, let's get to the chase. What is this, and how much it's going to cost me? So like I said, about 35 minutes into the video, they said that we're not offering you any pills but a shake. So I'm assuming that it's a supplement, herbal supplement. I'm like, cool. So I clicked on order now, paid $37, and then when it got posted on my PayPal account, it came out as a digital ebook. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't order no book, but apparently maybe 2 minutes into the ending of this 35-minute video, they might have mentioned that this is going to be an ebook, instead of kind of letting you know up front or somewhere in the middle of the video. So, I consider myself a competent, intelligent person, and I'm looking at this video. I'm like, they deliberately kind of, didn't give you the most important information. And I remember years ago when Dr. Atkins was alive with the no carb diet, and I remember sitting through that commercial, and they never told you that you can't have any bread. They were like, you have all the meat and cheese you want, but they never told you that you couldn't have any bread, and that's because bread got carbs. So again, you find yourself noticing that they are omitting some very important information. So you want to be careful, because I did contact PayPal, and I lodged a dispute in the case, and I called the company the next day, and they refunded my money. But I just didn't like the fact that they deliberately suppressed the most important information, or if they did share it, which they probably did, it was no more than about a minute into the last of the video. So just be careful. I'm going to briefly try to walk through a few more of these scams, because I had contacted Google this weekend about my email account. And again, I'm going to try to condense this. They told me that my email account was corrupt, and they was going to have to have a specialist contact me, a tech guy. It's going to cost me $250. I hung up on them because I knew that was some BS. There was nothing wrong with my account, because I was trying to get something moved from one account to another, and in 2 days that happened without the help of them. But they told me, according to them, that there was some type of virus on my email account. So again, a lot of people out there just trying to milk you, for money. And that pisses me off, because I don't have a problem giving you my hard-earned money for services that are rendered and services that are needed. And that's the key word there, that are needed. Not trying to trip me up, not trying to throw me off and lie to me and get my money, because nothing pisses me off more than that. you know. And then the last one, you know, and people have asked me to speak on this, and I did a little research. And the question is, do I join a partnership network? And what that is these companies that come out of nowhere and they claim that they can help build your channel, and as a result of that, you give them a percentage of, you know, your income, your revenue from your ads. And I did a little research, and it's like, you definitely don't want to go that route, because I noticed they start to contact people that they see channel is growing. So if your channel is growing, you don't need no help. You know, whatever you're doing apparently is working. You know, and they claim to help you build your channel to get more revenue, and really that's a lie. You know, because I look at it this way: if you claim to do that, why don't you start your own channel, build it, and get 100% of the revenue? Why do I got to pull into this, or why you got to jump on board with my channel and try to, you know, help me and in the process get paid? You know, it really doesn't make any sense, because the bottom line, when anybody's asking for your money, you need to know why. You know, and the majority of the time, the answer to that question is not, you know, what you want to hear. But I can't really, unfortunately, go into detail about that. Only thing I can say is stay away from them when they contact you. Just politely tell them no or block them. You know, because one guy, you know, that gave a video presentation about this, he brought up a really good point. He said, I really don't understand why even YouTube allow this. This shouldn't be allowed for these companies to try to come in, put themselves in between you and your money. You know, because the majority of those companies, they don't do what they claim they do, and then they try to slip a contract on you, and you sign it, and you locked in for 2 to 4 years. You know, so you definitely don't want to go that route. If you got a growing, successful channel, you're doing your job, and you don't need anybody on the outside supposedly coming in and taking 30% of your income to claim to build it even more, and they don't do nothing. You know, so from time to time, I'm going to do videos like this, you know, again, because knowledge is king. You know, when you got some information that might help some people to keep from getting screwed, you know, you want to put it out there so they don't get screwed. So on that note, I'm going to sign off until next time. Take care.